In Buddhist culture and many ancient philosophies, mirrors are not just decorative objects but powerful tools that can influence the energy of a space. According to these teachings, the placement of mirrors in the home can attract good fortune, or, if positioned incorrectly, generate negative energy that brings poverty and bad luck. In this video, we'll explore the 7 places where you should never place a mirror if you want to maintain harmony and prosperity in your life. Discover how to use mirrors to benefit your well-being and avoid mistakes that could impact your energy and peace. Let's get started. 1. At the main entrance, imagine, dear friend, that your front door is like the mouth of a dragon. Don't be alarmed, it's a metaphor. In ancient teachings, a dragon symbolizes power and prosperity. Through this mouth enters the energy that brings you opportunities, friendships, good news, and most of all, peace. But what happens if you place a mirror directly in front of that entrance? It's as if the dragon receives all the good and then immediately spits it out. Let me tell you a story often told in Eastern temples, a simple teaching that holds a deep message. Once there was a wise Zen master who lived atop a mountain. It was said that anyone who reached him would receive answers to life's most important questions. However, many who attempted to visit him never managed to see him. When they knocked on the master's door, they were repeatedly turned away, leaving frustrated, believing the master to be cold and arrogant. One day, a disciple asked him, "Master, why don't you let people who come to see you in? Why do you close the door to them?" The master smiled calmly and said, "I don't close the door, young one. It is they who do not cross it. They bring with them doubts, haste, and fear. When they knock on my door, their energy has already decided not to stay." This story teaches us that sometimes it's not enough to open a door if the energy of the one arriving is not aligned with the intention to stay in our lives. Something similar happens at times. We allow opportunities to come to our door, but reflect them outwards without realizing we're rejecting them. Now, think about your front entrance. What would happen if every time an opportunity, a new friend, or even prosperity arrives, a mirror reflects it back out? This isn't just superstition, it's a symbolic way to understand how energy flows in our surroundings. A mirror at the main entrance becomes an invisible barrier. Opportunities try to enter, but are forced to retreat as if they were never truly welcomed. Have you ever felt that things seem to be about to improve, but something fades at the last moment? It may not just be bad luck, but rather an imbalance in your home's energy flow. I'll share a small, everyday story. Imagine a close friend decides to visit you. She stops in front of your door, and just as she's about to knock, she sees her reflection in a mirror you have at the entrance. In that reflection, for some reason, she feels uncomfortable. She sees herself in a strange light. Her insecurities surface, and without wanting to, she decides not to knock. Maybe it's not the best time, she thinks. Your friend may not be aware of why she chose to leave without seeing you, but the mirror unintentionally returned the energy she brought with her. The same happens with opportunities. If they feel reflected and rejected before entering, they leave without a trace. In many cultures, it's said that the entrance of a home should be welcoming, free of unnecessary reflections that disturb what wants to come in. But it's not just friendships that might escape through that door, prosperity too. According to ancient teachings, when you place a mirror facing the main door, the wealth trying to enter your life is reflected outward, as if the energy of money knocked at your door, but upon seeing its reflection it turned away, thinking it wasn't welcome. It's not that money is conscious. It's more about how our home responds to the surrounding energies. Remember, a clear entrance is a silent invitation. It's a way of saying, here everything is welcome, here everything has a place. So what can we do? You don't need to remove everything immediately, but here are some recommendations that might help you. First, if you have a mirror facing the main door, try moving it to the side so the reflection won't block the energy coming in. Second, decorate the entrance with flowers or a meaningful object that inspires calm and welcome. A plant or wind chime can also be wonderful options. Lastly, make sure the door is always in good condition, without squeaks or blocks. Energy flows best when everything works smoothly. Dear friend, remember that home energy is like water in a river. If you block its flow with stones, it will divert to other paths. But if you let it enter without interruption, it will bring everything you need: friendships, love, and abundance. A mirror at the entrance may seem insignificant, but in the art of living in harmony, every detail matters. So today, I invite you to look at your entrance with new eyes. Check the mirrors at your entryway, make the necessary changes, and watch as opportunities begin to enter and stay. It's not magic, it's conscious intention, and that intention can transform your life. 2. Mirrors in the bedroom. Sleeping is an art. Every night our bodies seek rest, and our minds need to release the burdens of the day. But did you know that having a mirror facing the bed can disturb this precious calm? Mirrors amplify energy, and during sleep what we need is silence and serenity, not unsettling echoes. Long ago, a young princess suffered from sleepless nights. Despite the best medicines in the kingdom, nothing could bring her peace. Her father, desperate, called an old monk for help. Upon entering the room, the monk noticed a large mirror that directly reflected the princess's bed. With a smile, he said, "The mirror doesn't just reflect what you see, but also what you feel. While you sleep, your soul should not feel trapped, but free to rest and travel." Following his advice, they removed the mirror from the room. That very night, the princess slept deeply, feeling for the first time in years the soft embrace of rest. Just as in the princess's story, a mirror facing the bed can cause the energy of your spirit to bounce back, leaving you restless throughout the night. Perhaps this is why you wake up tired or feel watched in the dark. The mirror amplifies what should fade away: your mind, emotions, and body. If rest is medicine, an improperly placed mirror can become a constant interference. If you have a mirror facing your bed and your rest is disturbed, consider these small adjustments. Move the mirror to a side wall where it does not reflect the bed. Cover the mirror at night if moving it isn't possible. Prepare your bedroom for calm. Soft candles, small plants, and tidiness are powerful allies for deep sleep. With a simple change, your energy will find the rest it deserves. Sleeping well is not a luxury, but a necessity. By moving or covering that restless mirror, you'll clear the way for serene rest. Remember, a calm mind upon waking is the first step toward a life filled with peace and clarity. 3. Mirrors facing the kitchen or dining room. The kitchen is the spiritual heart of the home. Here, the foods that nourish body and soul take shape. Every ingredient, every fire ignited, holds the promise of life and well-being. The dining room is where we share this gift, the space where gratitude is served on every plate. But what if a mirror placed in the wrong spot turned this energy of prosperity into chaos? Long ago there lived a merchant who, despite working hard, could never hold on to his wealth. He always felt that money slipped through his fingers, and he didn't understand why. One day, he sought the guidance of a wise monk who would often visit the town market. The monk was invited to the merchant's home, where the merchant offered him tea in the dining room. As they talked, the monk noticed a large mirror that reflected the kitchen, where pots were boiling and food was being prepared. "You see," the monk said with a smile, "fire symbolizes the prosperity you possess. But if you reflect it in a mirror, that fire doesn't multiply. It stirs like a turbulent river. Rather than increasing, abundance becomes unstable. Perhaps your wealth escapes because the energy of your home never settles." Following the monk's advice, the merchant removed the mirror from his kitchen and rearranged his space so everything would flow calmly. In a short time, his business began to prosper again, and the money that once slipped away stopped disappearing. In Buddhism, the act of cooking and sharing food is an expression of gratitude and generosity. A plate of food is not just sustenance, it is moving energy, an offering we make to ourselves and others. However, mirrors by nature double what they reflect. When we place a mirror in front of the kitchen or dining room, the energy that should flow harmoniously can become unstable, reflecting not only abundance but also excesses and imbalances. If you have a mirror facing your kitchen or dining room, here are some recommendations. Remove or relocate the mirror to avoid it directly reflecting the stove or food. If moving it isn't possible, cover it with a light cloth while you cook or eat, allowing the energy to remain serene. Add objects that symbolize prosperity and calm. A green plant in the kitchen, fresh fruit in the dining room, or gentle candles during meals. In this way, you'll channel the energy of your home into a balanced state, allowing abundance to grow naturally without interference. Remember, abundance isn't just about money. It manifests in the little things: a full plate, a shared smile, the warmth of a home. For that prosperity to endure, we must care for the spaces where food takes life. When energy flows without distortion or excess, well-being finds its way to you and those around you. Look at your kitchen and dining room with new eyes. Is there something stirring its energy? If so, remove it with gratitude. As the monk told the merchant, prosperity is not a race but a dance that requires its own rhythm. 4. Mirrors in hallways and staircases. Hallways and staircases are those silent paths where energy moves without rest, like rivers flowing down a mountain. In the home, these paths not only connect rooms, but are also invisible arteries where harmony circulates. But when you place mirrors in these transit spaces, that energy fragments. Imagine it like a stream that, instead of moving forward calmly, crashes into stones and scatters in many directions. Eventually it exhausts itself before reaching its destination. An ancient legend tells of a solitary monk who lived in the Himalayas, spending his days meditating on the shores of a serene river. However, one day, a heavy storm caused the river to overflow and fragment into multiple small streams instead of one constant flow. The waters dispersed into irregular brooks. Observing this, the monk understood a deep truth. He reflected, "A fragmented river never reaches the ocean. It loses its strength along the way." He thought that energy in life behaves the same way. If we allow it to disperse in too many directions, we never achieve what we seek: peace, purpose, and prosperity. Inspired by this revelation, the monk returned to the monastery and began reorganizing the community's spaces. He moved furniture, changed access paths, and ensured nothing interrupted the natural flow of energy. Soon the monastery flourished in peace, and those who lived there found clarity and purpose in their days. Just like the fragmented river loses strength before reaching the sea, the energy in your home needs to move freely through hallways and staircases. When we place mirrors in these spaces, their reflection not only disrupts the natural energy flow, but creates invisible interruptions. The harmony that should circulate throughout the home becomes restless and dispersed. As in the monk's story, we need to allow the flow to follow its path without obstacles. If you have mirrors in hallways or at the end of staircases, consider the following. Relocate mirrors so they don't directly reflect the hallway or staircase path. Use simple pictures or decorations that symbolize balance, such as mandalas or natural images instead. If moving the mirror isn't possible, place soft objects around it, like plants or warm-lit lamps, to soften its energetic impact. With small adjustments, you allow energy to flow like that serene river, uninterrupted. A hallway is more than just a space. It is a path through which the peace of your home travels. Stairs aren't just steps. They are steps toward a higher state of energy and well-being. If we make these paths flow without interruptions, the harmony we seek will find its natural place in our lives. Like the monk's river, our internal energies also need to move with clarity and purpose. Don't allow poorly placed mirrors to fragment your peace. Make sure every corner of your home reflects the serenity you wish to experience. Remember, each adjustment you make in your space is a reflection of an inner change. When you align your home with calm and balance, life itself begins to flow harmoniously. After all, the path to peace begins with the small paths we walk every day. 5. mirrors in the bathroom. Water, in its essence, has always symbolized wealth and flow. It reminds us that everything in life is a constant flow, but when we enter the bathroom, that flow transforms. Here, water leaves quickly, taking with it not only dirt but also the energy that could sustain our stability. Imagine this. Every time you look in a bathroom mirror, you're reflecting not just your image, but also your intentions, your desires, and your aspirations. However, if there are too many mirrors, that reflection multiplies. But the energy that gives life to them can end up slipping away like water down the drain. If we don't care for this space, it's as though money and stability are slipping through our fingers. There's a story shared among monks about a wise old man who lived beside a crystal-clear lake. This lake was not only beautiful but also the source of life for the entire community. One day, a young apprentice arrived at the lake with great dreams of wealth and success. As he gazed at his reflection in the water, the young man began planning to extract gold from the lake's bottom, convinced his fortune was about to change. However, the elder monk observed him from a distance, smiling with wisdom. "Why do you wish to seek gold from the lake's depths?" the monk asked. "The true treasure is not in the water, but in how you learn to live in harmony with it." The young man, confused, replied, "But gold will give me power, wealth, and stability." "The stability you seek," said the elder, "comes from gratitude and respect for what you already have. If you stare too long into your reflection, you might lose sight of what truly matters. The lake's water will disappear if you only seek to extract it, and with it, your opportunities will vanish as well." This story reminds us that in the bathroom, where water flows and goes, we should be careful with mirrors. When we place too many mirrors in this space, we create an illusion of abundance, but in reality we risk having our energy and finances slip away. It's as if the desire to see our reflection distracts us from what we truly need, a sincere connection with ourselves and our emotions. If you notice that your bathroom has more mirrors than it should, consider these simple tips. Limit the number of mirrors. Keep only one that is functional so you can see yourself and care for yourself without distractions. Create a calm space. Decorate the bathroom with natural elements like plants or stones that symbolize stability and peace. Keep the space tidy. Cleanliness and order are key for energy to flow unobstructed. A clean bathroom can symbolize mental and emotional clarity. With these small actions, you'll prevent the energy flow from breaking. Instead of losing your wealth, you'll be able to attract and maintain abundance. Just as the lake in the story, our home needs care and respect. Though it may seem like a functional place, the bathroom is also a sacred space where we connect with our deepest self. Remember, every time you look in the bathroom mirror, do so with intention. Be grateful for the water you have, the life that flows, and the stability you can cultivate. When we care for this space and its energy, we are also caring for ourselves. The abundance you seek can be reflected in each small gesture of love toward your home and your being. Close your eyes for a moment and visualize the flow of energy around you. Feel grateful for what you have, and remember that every choice you make in your home is a step toward a fuller life. With respect and care, the energy of your bathroom will become a channel of abundance rather than a place where what you value most slips away. 6. Broken or old mirrors. A broken mirror should never remain in the house. The cracks don't just reflect a distorted image, they also store fragments of energy that grow heavier over time. Each time we pass by a broken mirror, we carry with us memories of what once was, of what no longer is. That stagnant energy can cloud the atmosphere, bringing with it sadness and confusion. Imagine you have an old mirror in your home, one that has witnessed days of joy and also of sorrow. You look into it, and though it reflects you, you cannot clearly see your own self. The cracks and marks tell stories of past experiences, but they can also bind you to memories that no longer serve you. So don't be afraid to let go of what has fulfilled its purpose. A broken mirror is like a story that's ended. Let it go and make space for something new. There's a fable told among monks about a young apprentice who found a broken mirror in an old temple. This mirror had belonged to a revered master, and the curious young man decided to bring it to his current teacher, an elder known for his deep understanding of life. When the young man showed the mirror to the elder, he carefully observed each crack and stain, then looked at the apprentice and asked, "What do you see when you look at yourself in this mirror?" The young man, excited, replied, "I see the image of the master, the history of the temple, moments of glory and sorrow." The elder smiled and explained, "That's the trap. Although this mirror shows you the past, it is also broken. Every crack is a reminder of what has been, not of what could be. What you need is a new mirror, one that reflects your potential, your path forward." Confused, the young man replied, "But this mirror has value. It has been part of our history." The teacher, wise, responded, "History isn't lost by letting go. On the contrary, you honor it by allowing the past to remain in the past. When we let go of what no longer serves us, we create space for the new to enter our lives." This story teaches us a valuable lesson. Keeping broken mirrors in the home is like carrying the weight of a past we no longer need. The cracks in the mirror are reminders of lived experiences. But if we continue to see ourselves through those distortions, we will never be able to see our true reflection. It's essential to recognize that change is part of life. Every time a cycle closes, there's room for something new. A broken mirror doesn't just represent a physical object, it symbolizes old beliefs, wounds, and experiences that, while important, no longer serve us. It's time to let go. If you find yourself with a broken or old mirror in your home, consider these tips to free yourself from the weight of the past. Assess the situation. Ask yourself what that mirror represents in your life. Does it bring happy memories or anchor you to painful situations? Perform a farewell ritual. Before getting rid of it, thank the mirror for the lessons learned. You could hold a small ceremony where you acknowledge the value of the past and prepare yourself to welcome the new. Look for a new mirror. Choose one that inspires you, that reflects your dreams and aspirations. Place it somewhere you can see it daily, reminding yourself that you are on a constant journey of transformation. By letting go of these broken mirrors, you not only cleanse your home, but also make room in your heart and mind for new opportunities and experiences. Just as the young apprentice learned to let go, so can you. Life is a constant flow of energy and change, and by allowing the old to leave, you are opening doors to the new, to what is meant to arrive for you. Each time you come across a broken mirror, remember that you're not just discarding an object. You are creating space for growth and renewal. Welcome the new, the bright, and let your home and life reflect the beautiful being that you are. Close your eyes for a moment and visualize your home filled with light and positive energy. Feel grateful for the experiences you've had, but also for the opportunity to renew yourself. Remember, each new mirror you choose will reflect not only your image, but also your essence, dreams, and path forward. It's time to take that step toward transformation. 7. Mirrors in front of altars or sacred objects. When you have an altar or a sacred object, it's crucial to keep its energy pure. An altar is not just a place, it is a sacred space where faith, hope, and connection with the divine converge. But if a mirror is placed in front of the altar, what happens is that the energy multiplies and distorts, and what we seek from altars is peace and clarity, not confusion. The energy can become chaotic, and what we should feel is harmony. Imagine for a moment that you are in a quiet room, surrounded by your deepest thoughts. You've created a small altar in your home, a special corner where you place candles, flowers, and objects that connect you with your spirituality. Each time you approach this space, you feel a deep calm that envelops you, as if the air itself whispers words of encouragement. However, there's a mirror in front of that altar. Every time you lean in to light a candle or place an offering, the mirror reflects a multiplied image of what's on the table. Instead of the serene light of your altar, what you see is a distorted reflection, an echo of energy that tangles your thoughts and confuses your purpose. Your attention scatters, and instead of finding peace, you feel a sense of unease and restlessness. This situation reminds me of the story of a wise monk who lived in a quiet monastery in the mountains. He was known for his deep understanding of meditation and his connection with the sacred. One day, a young seeker arrived at the monastery, eager to learn about inner peace. The young man had heard stories about the sage and wanted him to teach him how to attain enlightenment. The monk greeted him with a smile and showed him his sacred corner, a beautiful altar adorned with fresh flowers, candles, and statues representing Buddhist masters. It was a place where energy vibrated with serenity. But the young man, who was somewhat eccentric, decided that a mirror in front of the altar would make the space look more interesting, believing it would reflect the beauty of the altar and amplify it. He placed it with enthusiasm. At first, everything seemed fine, and the young man felt satisfied. However, as days passed, he realized that his meditation became increasingly confusing. Instead of experiencing the calm he sought, he felt scattered and exhausted. The energy in the room seemed to vibrate strangely, and each time he looked at the mirror, he could not see the clarity he sought, but only a jumble of distorted images of his altar. Finally, the young man approached the sage and asked, "Why do I feel so restless? Why can't I find the peace I'm looking for?" The monk looked at him with compassion and said, "The mirror, although beautiful, distorts the energy of your altar. The peace we seek requires an environment free of distractions. Your altar is a sacred place and should be respected with purity. When we multiply the sacred with a reflection, we lose the meaning and purpose of what we are trying to reach. Remove the mirror and allow the energy to flow uninterrupted." Enlightened by the monk's words, the young man decided to remove the mirror. In doing so, he felt a weight lift from his shoulders. He sat in front of his altar and for the first time experienced a deep calm. The candlelight illuminated the space with renewed clarity. The confusion dissipated, and he was finally able to meditate in peace. This story shows us the importance of preserving purity in sacred places. A mirror may seem like a decoration, but in reality, it can become a source of distraction and disorder. An altar is a space meant for contemplation and connection with the divine, a place where our soul can find rest. By placing a mirror in front of an altar, we risk fragmenting that sacred energy. Each time you approach your altar, remember that you seek peace, clarity, and connection. Don't allow a reflection to distort that intention. Life is a journey of discovery and transformation. The energy we create and maintain in our sacred spaces has a profound impact on our spirituality. By choosing to place the mirror elsewhere, we allow the light of the sacred to shine without interference. Imagine your home as a sanctuary, a place where every object and corner is chosen with love and intention. When we honor the energy of our altar and keep it free from distractions, we create a space where wisdom can flow freely and peace can settle in. So if you have an altar or sacred objects in your home, take a moment to reflect on the energy that surrounds them. Ensure each element present strengthens your intentions instead of scattering them. Place mirrors where they can reflect light and beauty, but keep them away from spaces that hold sacred meaning. In doing so, you create a home that not only shelters you but also nourishes your spirit. Remember, every choice you make within your home reflects your inner self. May every corner of your life be filled with clarity, light, and love. The peace we seek isn't found outside but in the spaces we thoughtfully create and the intentions we nurture. Mirrors, when placed wisely, can be powerful tools to elevate energy. By considering their placement with care, you can avoid stagnant energy and open new pathways for prosperity and well-being. Take a look today at where your mirrors are placed and adjust as needed to transform your home's energy. If this content resonated with you, please give it a like and share it with someone looking to harmonize their home. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Until next time, dear friends.